Welcome, everybody. I am Rihanna with my co-host, Jason. What's your name again? I forget. I promise it's not Monday, but you know. But anyways, I am Rihanna, and I'm here with Jason. We are your co-hosts for Show Me Yours, and today you are in for a treat as... Well, I don't know if all of our viewers know, but you should by now because we're getting really, really, really close. We are about to merge both of our businesses, BRW and HR branches, into one cohesive business. And these two sitting here with me are one of the very few who actually have the inside scoop. So you guys, over the next about 60 minutes while we talk, mum's the word, no slippy dippy, right? But these two have actually helped us build where we're going. Like, very public facing, too. Like, you guys are building the public face to what we're building. You're building.
That's heavy.
I know, but kind of sexy, too. Especially seeing, I just got done looking at some of the stuff you guys put together for us. And I was like, damn, we look good.
Good. So glad.
Glad. So, I'm here to introduce to you our friends, Adam and Jocelyn with Wolf and Key. These people are, well, because we only do business with the best, they are the best in the region. I mean, but your portfolio actually speaks to it. I mean,
well, thank you.
You guys have some impressive clients and some even more impressive work. So tell us a little bit about Wolf and Key, because I can keep talking you up all day.
Yeah, right? Totally. You want to talk about Wolf and Key or me?
Oh, no, I think we'll let her carry on. She makes us sound great.
She's doing great.
No, you make me look great, so hey, win-win.
Yeah. We're a digital marketing agency, but we are the kind that really loves hands-on client work. Like, we really love not just getting paid to make a website or run some ads or something. Like, there's a zillion agencies that you could hire to do that. We actually tell our clients, there's a million agencies. You can go hire anybody to do some creative work for you, and you guide them, and they'll probably do a good job. We like the real partnership side. We like really sitting down and getting to know you and trying to help you create something unique, right? And your business is a great example. I mean, there's also a ton of HR companies out there. Right?
Yeah.
A lot of tax accounting out there, right? So how do we do something different? So doing that really well is a lot of back and forth with our clients. It's actually like relationship building, getting to know each other, having fun with it, being creative, being honest with each other, I always say, throwing out ideas and like being real with how we feel about them, getting a little wild with it, back and forth. So we'll do social media and content and SEO and all that stuff, but we like to do it in a little bit different way. So
yes. I love the different way. If you could put a word to different, how would you describe your different edge?
What's your word?
Pass. No, I'm just kidding. I take it back.
That's your first pass.
No. That's a good question. How would I summarize our difference? I think I would probably sum it up with connection. So, like you said, the really focus on building relationships, building that connection and partnership where it's, not just mutually beneficial necessarily, but like both of our teams get to thrive when we work together. So I really like being able to build those relationships in town and in the community and all of that fun stuff, and just being able to work with people who we want to succeed and who, want to see us succeed as well. So
take us a little bit on the journey of how you guys have landed on this, because you guys have been around for about a decade. Is that right? Like 2015. So after a decade of doing this and being deeply integrated into the Colorado Springs business community and working with lots of different stuff, how out of all of that experience did it lead you to kind of this being the way that you want to be doing business?
It took a while. I mean, it was a process for sure. I think at the beginning it was a lot more transactional and a lot more like widget focused and a lot more like we would do packages and promotions for our clients.
Yeah.
these are the services we offer, and you can pick gold, silver, or bronze. You know, that sort of thing.
We
Yeah.
used to be there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
how business was done. I think
Back
between
then.
2015 and 2020, like that
Yeah.
was the model.
It
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you try to scale it up, and it's kind of like that stuff is sort of like a race to the cheapest price in a lot of ways. And I'm sure it's the same way in your world. But we started off with that sort of approach and just the idea that we just want to get more and more and more clients and like trying to figure out what the right pricing is to get tons of them. And then in probably like the reset with COVID changed a lot of things. I took over Wolf and Key, I bought out my business partner and started doing everything myself. And I have always been very like relationship focused and more, I always wanted a more boutique experience for our clients. That's about the time Jocelyn came on with Wolf and Key as well. And she's been great at that. But then we started to think more in terms of what if we had a smaller client list, but we were way more hands-on and we were way more strategic and way less transactional, right? So then we scrapped all the packages and plans and everything, and we said, we're going to do everything custom. And we're going to do what's best for our clients, not try to jam them into a box, is like what we put on our website.
Yeah.
We don't want to jam you into a box any more than you want to try to fit in one, right? So then it's like, all right, we're going to really focus on what is in the digital space. Like we don't do traditional advertising as much, but in the digital marketing space, what is actually going to create growth for you? Because to a lot of our clients, the digital marketing space is a really vast area to try to tackle, right?
Well, it's
a lot
tough
of them
to
don't know.
show ROI in it too. And
Yep.
I mean, there's every business owner knows that they need it. They need to have a presence online, but it's hard to demonstrate that ROI and the association to, you know, SEO and actual sales in many
Right.
cases. So that's a tough space, especially if you're putting them in a box.
Yeah.
Which oddly enough mirrors HR beautifully, because sometimes it's hard to correlate an ROI to HR, and HR puts people in a box, but
Oh,
we're not
sure.
putting them in a box. So I think that's why our partnership like works so well. Is like, even though at the end of the day the product might look different, what it is has a very similar kind of concept and approach to it.
Yeah.
We
So,
all
yeah,
go to
totally.
bed with the same pains.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So it's really been a journey. To your point, we've changed a lot now that I sit here and think about it. Just automatic shifting, some intentional shifting, some accidental, like, oh, okay, well, we're going to do it this way now, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything has
Yeah.
led us here.
Oh, I
So,
love it.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit, just kind of for everybody that's listening, maybe a little bit more about kind of what you guys do individually within the business, just so we kind of have some context and kind of what your roles are and what your kind of key thing is. So Jocelyn, tell us kind of what it is you're doing day to day.
Yes, definitely. So my email signature says Director of Client Happiness. And so I try to kind of be the go-between, communicating with our clients about where our projects are, things we need from them. If something needs happening, I step in to help make it happen. I love this job because I've been able to, I actually started as an intern, and then they just never got rid of me. I stuck around. So I love
That's
this job
true.
because I've been able to wear about a million different hats. So I've learned how to do graphic design and video editing, and so I get to kind of play around in a bunch of different sandboxes, but my primary goal is being that person that the client can reach out to pretty much anytime and figure out what we're doing with, their money and things along those lines, and where our projects are, and kind of have an extra little creative twist on the projects that we're doing. So helping with all of those. There was an old Disney Channel game where you played as like a Stitch catching sandwich ingredients, and I used to joke that that's what my job was catching the sandwich ingredients. But in all of those changes, we've really struck a groove, I feel like, where we've found our places.
Yeah.
So.
Jocelyn is actually a rare breed because she's a creative. She came to Wolf and Key as a copywriter. as an intern.
Really?
Yes.
So has a creative mind, but now she actually manages like she's saying timelines and projects and drives progress forward. So she actually does both, which is
Yes.
rare.
You know what I love that you brought to at least our experience is the feminine perspective.
Yes.
Right? Like you bring that thought, men, you guys think like men.
Totally.
Like,
Yep.
put me in
Guilty.
front of the camera. You're like, just sit there. Jocelyn's like, Ree, now you need to angle like this and put your
Yes.
legs like this. And I'm like, thank God, because all the videos you guys sent over, I know exactly when Jocelyn was in the background.
Yes.
It's
Good.
very distinguishable. Wait till you see our new website. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Good. It worked.
Yes. Yes.
Jocelyn, go make sure it looks good.
Exactly.
Yes. Well,
So-
I'm glad.
Yeah, of course. And so, Adam, now day to day, 10 years into this thing, what is kind of your role, responsibility look like within the business?
So I've always been more on the business development side. A lot of relationship building in the community. That's really what I love doing the most. I love the work of marketing itself.
Yeah.
But going and meeting people and interacting with people and finding out what they're passionate about and getting excited about it with them, that's like the stuff I really love. And I'm extra passionate about Colorado Springs in general.
Yeah.
So that's really my main role, is drumming up new partners for us, finding really good fits, really clients who are really good fits for us. But I still look at all the creative that goes out, and I help Jocelyn manage timelines occasionally. But I mean, she's got it so handled that I usually I'm in our monthly meetings with clients,
Cool.
and I'm in the more high level stuff, which is, I really enjoy that part of it. I wouldn't be very good at managing the timelines and the to-do lists and everything. So we're a good team in that way.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Isn't that a beautiful thing when you have a team and everybody has complementary skill sets? It just seems to flow and work, especially if you can just embrace the differences.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Sounds like what you guys have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Well, for everybody that is listening in and watching, over the last couple episodes, we kind of shifted up how we are doing the show. And we have our third co-host that we like to call The Bucket. And in The Bucket is about 80 to 100 questions that are all in the same vein of ultimately showing us yours. And so we're going to dive in, let the bucket kind of take over. We'll have 3, maybe 4 questions that we'll kind of pull from the bucket. I told you guys this, but just so everybody that's listening kind of follows along and how this works. You guys have the opportunity to pass on a question. May not be the right fit, may not just be great. So pass, you can put it back in the bucket. But if you have a second pass, you have to sing the chorus of your favorite song. And that is the consequence. So with that, we're going to pass it over to the bucket and I'll let you guys ask a question. Draw one.
All right.
All right, Jocelyn.
Let's see. Pick your poison.
Drum roll.
Ooh. When was the last time you felt like an imposter in your own business, and how do you quiet that inner critic?
Oh, man. I think we've all felt this before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Imposter syndrome's real in the entrepreneurial life.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to go or me?
Oh, I'll start this one off, I
Okay.
guess. I'll let you
All right.
brainstorm it. So I think anyone with, any sort of influence in their role or things like that can deal with imposter syndrome. And in my journey, as I said, I started as an intern and just kind of like kept not really flying by the seat of my pants, but I learned as I went along to the role I'm in now. And, that has been an amazing challenge plenty of times. There are some moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even go to school for this. I didn't go, the person who came before me wasn't in this role either. So she didn't really have this to train me. So I think some feelings like that can just lead to that feeling in general. But, I don't know, timeline wise, probably early this year, I think there were just a few big projects that weren't moving as fast as I necessarily wanted them to. And I was like, I'm going to take all of this and just edit these videos and do these graphics and all of this by myself, and that did not help anything.
Oh no.
So I just kind of was like, what am I even doing in this position? Like I just sort of felt like I was dropping a lot of balls, and, things that I should have been making happen weren't really happening. So, but I've got a great boss / partner who I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And he kind of helped me. We restructured some processes for when we have these big lifts or when we have these, big projects that we work with freelancers on, or videographers or other additional writers and things like that, how to work with them and kind of build timelines, my favorite, to make sure that they know when to meet things, so that I don't then kind of come to the end of it and be like, oh my gosh, it's been forever and we don't have any of this content. I need to just write it all myself.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So
it's nice when you got a small team and you can like pivot like that and
Yes.
pull in help really quick.
yeah.
Not sure big organizations can do that as well.
No.
Right? Hey, I need help with this thing over here real quick. Somebody can step aside and help, you
Yeah.
know?
It's
That's
true.
really nice.
I think that's the beauty of small business.
Yes.
Yeah.
So smaller ship, easier to, shift and turn. And
Yep.
So,
The ability to pivot for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Okay. Imposter.
a time, a couple times people have asked me to moderate panels. I moderated an AI panel a couple years ago now. I moderated more of a general digital marketing panel, like right when COVID hit or right before COVID. And both times I was like, what? Me?
Me?
Why? Why do you want me in charge of that?
Did you ever ask?
No.
No.
No, I was like,
Fair.
oh yeah, I'll do that. Yikes. So I definitely had some imposter syndrome there, but I think it actually helps me, as simple as it sounds, to just remember that everybody feels that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a go-getter and you're trying to get better at anything in life, you're going to reach a point eventually where you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
I'm kind of out of my element here. And that's a good thing, actually, because it shows you're doing something new that you haven't done before. You're out of your comfort zone,
Yeah.
right? If you have imposter syndrome, you're probably out of your comfort zone. That's probably a good thing,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
And I think everybody probably feels that. So I just kind of try to remind myself that it's normal.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, because so often in entrepreneurship, kind of the fake it till you make it is something that we all kind of just realize is a reality. Like, well, we're just going to figure this out.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that figuring it out, you are you're an imposter.
Yeah.
You don't have the
Yes.
thing. You're faking it.
Yeah,
And so it's
exactly.
like, how do you have that confidence in yourself to understand like what is quote unquote faking it versus like what you believe in ultimately, and how that belief is the thing that gets you over it.
Yeah.
Versus the imposter piece that kind of starts to creep in, I think is such a big piece of that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
For sure. I have always also really disliked the disingenuous part of business development and talking about what you do, and that's my least part.
Elevator pitch.
Oh, I hate that stuff.
Business card
Like
passing.
anybody that
The
really
worst.
starts to feel like salesy. Oh, what do you do? And then they put on this face and like they're really trying to pitch you on something. I hate that. And it's
Yeah.
like sometimes, I mean, those people are really successful because they're good at sales, but I just hate doing it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I want to be honest and I
Yeah.
want to be who I am with people that I interact with. So that's part of it as well.
See, Jason, we've known he was our kind of people all along.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Have you ever had an imposter moment, Jason?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
All the freaking time. But man, I think sometimes it's when I remember more the last I really feel like I felt it was earlier in my career when you're in rooms that you just kind of don't belong to be in. And that's kind of where you're like, oh, why am I in this room right now? Because there's people around me that are far more, successful, or it could be rich and they have way more money than I have or whatever. And so just kind of in those spaces, it really begins to feel like, yeah, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
And then I realized sometimes like I don't belong here. Like I am an
Yeah.
imposter because, especially in sales, a lot of times it is that you should be the one that's out there hustling and passing out business cards and all of that. And it's like, yeah, but I don't really do sales that way, right? And it's way more of that relational thing. So sometimes being an imposter can also be a beautiful thing to realize, oh yeah, this costume that you want me to wear because this is how it's always done doesn't work for me. And so just sometimes a lot of it just comes down to acceptance. Like, yeah, that's just not going to be the way I do it. And sometimes that means there's certain sales companies that are going to say, you're not the right fit for us because we want you to do it that way.
Yeah.
And then you find other companies that say, actually, we want you to do it this way, or we believe in relationship building as well. And so that's such a big piece.
Right.
I would say so often, especially now, at least over this time, working with Rihanna and Brian, I haven't really felt too much of an imposter syndrome. I don't always know what I'm doing, but I've been honest in that. So I'm not pretending something that is, I'm like, I don't know, guys, let's figure this out. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
But I'm not like overstepping into something that where all of a sudden it could feel like I'm an imposter because I was dishonest or I was trying to kind of manipulate something to go in my favor, which I think is sometimes what can lead us into that imposter syndrome.
Absolutely.
But what about for you, Ree?
You know, I think it happens all the time, and not in the regard of disingenuous or even fake. It's a more pinch me, is this real? First, just being in this position and being able to lead such an incredible organization. But even more so, I find myself in the room with community leaders that I admire so much. And they're coming into the room to ask me for advice. And in those moments, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You want to talk to me? Okay, we can talk and I'll give you my opinion all day long, but you've probably already got this.
Yeah.
But then I kind of bring myself down and I'm like, okay, 'cause similar to what you said earlier, Adam, is that they're human too, and they're probably even better leaders because they go and seek advice. There's one
Definitely.
local leader that I admire so very much, and he was recently in one of my leadership classes. And I mean, this guy is like in leadership, the pinnacle of leadership to me. So I'm sitting there facilitating this leadership workshop, and I kept looking at him and I'm like, dude, you could totally rock.
You're like, you should be up here. Yeah. Yeah.
But he was right along. And then even after our session, he was like, oh, this was really good. I learned a lot. I'm like, phew, thank goodness.
Oh, thanks for saying that.
Yeah. So a lot of it is that pinch me. Holy shit, I'm here in this room. So I like that moment.
Yeah, you know what? That also happened during Mayor Yemi's election campaign.
Oh, I bet.
I got in that room.
Yeah.
Guys, like that first meeting, I was like, what am I doing here? It was like a whole bunch of, it was in our conference room at Wolfenke. I think there was 20 people around that table. Everybody had their own expertise. I was just the digital marketing guy. And it was like, I mean, politics is like TV.
Yeah.
It moves quick. Conversation happens fast. Changes happen fast. You're always adapting. You're always watching the headlines. You're always reacting to something. And I'm like, if you want to talk about social media or something, I'll chime in. And everyone's just like, everyone seemed to have political experience in that room except for me. So
Really?
yeah, that was like, what is happening right now? Why am I here? But, you know, at the same time, Mary Emmy was so thankful. Everybody around that table was so thankful for what I brought at different times. They would pull me aside or just in conversations. They were like, I didn't know anything about what you're talking about, but we're just going to do what you say. I'm like,
That's kind of the
Yeah.
all right,
isn't it?
Yeah. So come to find out, they not everyone knows everything. Right? So if you feel like an imposter, actually, you probably aren't. You probably have a lot to offer that people don't actually know, even if it's normal to you, you know?
That's a really good point.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. Next question.
Okay.
As you take your sip.
Let's do it. Go to the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What's the most awkward or unexpected place you've ever had to pitch your business or close a deal?
Speaking of sales.
Wow.
Yeah, speaking of sales,
That's
this is more
an
mine than
interesting
yours.
question.
Awkward.
Or interesting, right?
Awkward or unexpected.
Or unexpected, yeah.
Awkward or unexpected place. Pitch or close a deal. Oh, man. let's see. Early on, I was in those networking groups. You know the ones. I'm sure you know the ones. I'm sure you know the ones. I won't say any specific names, but it's like, it's your consistent weekly, every other week meeting or something. Everybody has their one-liner.
Yeah.
And I was this is early on in Wolf and Key. And they want you to do those like presentations. Everyone gets their chance every couple of months or whatever it is. So I'm in there one time and I'm early in my career, so I don't really know what I'm necessarily doing yet either. Not a lot of experience pitching or talking to clients. And I'm in there going through this slideshow like, this doesn't feel like me at all. I'm like, and here on slide number 3, I'll talk about this. And I'm just like, this is not how I want to do this. So it was good in that I learned that.
Yeah.
It was a glaring example of this is not how I want to do sales. But that was, I think we were sitting in an IHOP.
Really? They host those at IHOPs?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Places or Chili's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any place like that, they'll have them.
Yeah.
They'll like make a room for you, and it's
Bacon's just sizzling in the background.
Oh yeah.
not even. It's just like they haven't done
down on
anything.
pancakes.
You just sit around some regular folding tables that happen to be there, and you're like, wow, this is terrible.
Yeah,
I gave a pitch in a Mimi's Cafe one time.
No way,
yeah.
really?
It was the weirdest. Just like it was we called it like it was a dinner, and we had invited. It was kind of targeted towards older people because it was a medical thing that I was partnering with and selling, and we had to we rented out a Mimi's Cafe and had like 25 people show up to this dinner. And I had a lab coat on to look professional, like I knew what I was talking about.
The guy with the white coat said it.
Totally, exactly. It's like, well, he's got a lab coat on. He must know what he's talking about.
He's an imposter.
Exactly. Totally. Talk about some imposter syndrome with that one. That was, oof. But yeah, so yes, awkward, weird places that you have to pitch sometimes. And then I remember being down there, I'm like, oh my God, I don't ever want to do that again. And then I think we did it 3 more times. But
It's painful.
It is.
And then sometimes there's just like meetings that you're having with potential clients that they're just not into it.
Oh yeah, it's so awkward too. You're like, get out of here.
I pitched a client via Zoom, and it was like one of those. There was a middleman in between us and the board of this organization. So like somebody actually was the executive director of the organization, and then they wanted us to present to the board. But turns out the executive director was really acting like everybody was excited about working with us, and the board was not excited about working with us. So we get on the call, and one guy is literally, he's got his camera on him, and he's reading something else.
No, really?
During our presentation, he's just like reading a book, like not listening at all. So that was so awkward. Like, why did we spend all this time?
See, I'm that asshole. I'd be like, oh, Mr. Sir, I'll wait until you're ready.
You're not ready yet? Yeah.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
I'll let you finish your chapter.
Sorry, the meeting started. I don't know if you know.
Do we need a buzzer?
Yeah, that one was not fun. But
Jocelyn, have you had any weird, awkward client interactions? Maybe not a pitch, but like in your pursuit of happiness, have you had to deal with any kind of weirdness?
I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's just trying to decide which story to tell.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm sure I have, but I feel like we have so many, this is kind of a cop-out answer, but we have so many great interactions that luckily those cancel out all of the bad ones.
Yeah.
We've had, I've had one client try to poach me as a I don't want to give too many details about what it wasn't marketing or anything, but he was like, I'll hire you for whatever.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah, you should definitely tell the story.
Yeah, so we were
What a compliment, though.
I know. I was like, well, thanks, but we were building this person's site, and it was the woman who worked with me before she left during COVID. We both kind of spearheaded that project together, and we had a meeting with him in our conference room. one day, and I don't know. Should I tell him that he was trying to...
Yeah, I mean, he's an entertainment company.
Okay, yes.
Oh, okay.
He was trying desperately to hire both Michaela and I as models and
No.
bottle women for his...
You should both come by my studio sometime.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing.
That sounds slightly
like-
sexual harassment-y.
A little
I was
bit.
like,
HR
yeah.
people? Is that
Yeah.
kosher? It doesn't seem like it. I don't know.
It crosses the line.
We
were
were talk
like-
later, Jocelyn.
Yeah, we were like, no, we're really happy where we are, but thank you.
Yeah. No,
And,
my new company's awesome. It's
yes.
really cool.
Yeah, that was...
You'd fit in there. Ooh.
So, yeah, when I think of weirdest interactions, that's probably
Yep.
top, because I'm very tall, so I get told often that I'm like, oh, you'd be a great, which I find very flattering, but certainly not trying to poach me from my company while I'm in a meeting about your website. But
Yeah, come on.
you know,
my
Get out of
but-
here, bud. That's
Yes.
what I said.
Yeah, right.
Hey, beat it.
That
yes,
takes,
No,
I
I
don't know
wasn't
if
there.
it's
I'm just
ego
kidding.
or courage, but it takes a whole lot of something to
he definitely
propose
had
that.
both. Yeah, a lot of both.
Yeah, he had both for sure.
But
Wow.
yes. And then I am so bad at pitching I am not great in social situations or networking or things like that. So he definitely takes on the pitching.
She's lying.
But
People love her.
It's true.
I did one time try to give somebody a quick rundown while like elbow deep in pasta sauce at Tessa Pasta in the Park.
No way.
So yes, that
Yep.
was
That's pretty good.
yes. We've done
I
that
can see you
a
out there
few
with the
years.
mitts on.
I know. He's like,
we do a lot of cool stuff. Tasting
Yep.
it. Yeah,
anyway, here's
And I
some
did
Alfredo.
Yep.
So
Great.
Do you believe in double dipping?
yes, each person gets their own fork. But yeah, I think that probably stands out as most awkward or unexpected client interaction was trying to be hired as a bottle woman. But
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny as you guys are, when you first opened up with the question, Adam, I was like, there's nothing. Like, I have the most boring sales life and like client experience life ever. I'm like, maybe a restaurant or a coffee house, blah, boring. And then you guys start telling your stories. I'm like, oh,
Now something comes to mind.
yeah. So
Go on.
but actually, it's not like juicy, but one thing that always sticks out, and it's pretty common, is when I go into a sales meeting, it never fails that the client, the prospective client, wants me to solve their problem or their issue right there in the meeting. So I'm always hearing about weird and wonky employee situations, and they're like, tell me what to do now. And I'm like, and the awkward part is like, I got to earn a living, bro.
Yes.
So I can't tell you what to do until you pay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But,
Right.
but, you know, I'm always hearing, well, you know, so I grabbed this chick's butt and then I didn't realize that was a problem, or, you know, and I'm just like,
I thought it would
I don't
be
know
fine.
if I really want to work with
I don't get it.
you.
Yeah. Oh boy, I don't want to work with you, but you need my help bad.
Yeah.
You know, that's the jokes like Ree's not allowed into sales meetings anymore because of that exact reason. Like they
Yeah.
will want her to give them all the answers, and in that conversation, it's like, I'm gated. She's
Smart.
gated to this. Like,
Yeah. And you know, the thing is oftentimes if I do like you and I don't think you're a creepo, I'll probably want to help you out.
yes.
Right? And I'll be like, okay, so here's a few things you got to do. And then I've got Jason like giving me the glare, like, stop it.
Hey, knock it off! I'm trying to make money here.
Money first.
Yeah, exactly.
Business development guy is like, what are you doing?
I'm surprised he hasn't like pulled out a roll of duct tape and just shoved it on
Yeah.
my face or something. Like, be quiet.
Oh, that might be an HR line, but okay.
That probably is. Yeah, that doesn't seem allowed.
Whatever. Duct
tape's your
tape's
boss.
not included in our employee manual.
Yeah. Okay, that's not in there.
Hey, I guess so. You guys heard it.
But yeah, then the other one is I'll never forget in those early days, those weird networking events and stuff. And early, you go to them all because you don't really know where
Yeah.
the good ones are, right?
For sure.
And I was invited to one up in Castle Rock. And it was in the basement of a church.
Oh,
And it
yeah, with the
felt-
lights and the ceilings.
Yeah, the drop down
Oh, yeah.
tile ceilings and the flickering fluorescence.
Probably some carpet.
Definitely carpet.
Copy out of a
Definitely-
craft.
Yeah.
Yes.
Had the AA feel. Like I felt like I needed to walk up and be like,
Folding
hello, my name is
chairs.
Rihanna.
yes.
And not in the like pitchy way.
Yeah.
But it was a whole bunch of like solopreneur elderly people. And again, kind of similar
man.
story. Like, you know, they have you do your elevator. They have everybody go around the table and you do your elevator pitch, which I absolutely hate. So I do it. And same story. No one's paying attention. Like one lady, you could just tell, like she's hacking along, and all she wanted to do was go outside and smoke a cigarette. And,
So it was like an AA meeting.
Are you sure this wasn't AA?
They said it was a business entrepreneur thing. So it was weird. It just had like from the moment I started walking down those stairs, you know, you get that feeling walking.
yeah.
Through. I should have just turned around.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It just didn't feel right. But yeah, weird.
Love it.
Entrepreneurs Anonymous, right?
EO.
Hey, that could be.
You know, another dynamic, though, that has developed in the last few years is when you get further along in business, you don't want to go to every event anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I am. I'm like, I'm tired. It's a long day.
Yeah.
I just want to go home after this. But the times when I talk myself into it and I'm like, I'll stop in. Like I bought a ticket or something. Or one person I know is going, I'll stop in, I guess. Those end up being the best interactions. I actually meet someone really cool who's new that I've never met before, or I learned something new or something like that.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, just going to someplace that I'm comfortable with and I want to go to. That kind of experience doesn't happen every time.
I agree.
But it just happened last week at something I went to. And I was like, I don't know. I don't really want to go, but I guess I will. And I was like, oh, I met 2 really cool people while I was there. I'm glad I did that.
That's
You know.
awesome.
Yeah, so.
I know as I've evolved in business ownership, it's similarly, you know, the weekly leads meetings, the networking meetings,
Yep.
it's just not my jam. I'm just not built that way. I can't stand the leads meetings where you have to pass leads back and forth and they're, you know, forced. I don't believe in doing business that way. Like if you believe in my business, you're going to refer me because you believe in me, not because we signed a contract with each other, right?
Right.
But I love events. I love going to events and, you know, participating in the galas and the senior opens or whatever it is. I
Totally.
find them to be so much more beneficial. And that's really where you create those relationships.
Did you go to the Senior Open?
Oh, yeah. Did you?
No.
Ah, really?
Terrible choice not to go.
It was terrible.
Was it amazing?
It was. It was.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
We didn't realize it when, you know, friends of ours and clients shared tickets with us. And we didn't even realize it, but we had VIP tickets.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we were
Nice.
able to go get, you know, all kinds of free cocktails and, you know, Broadmoor food
Oh,
and
yeah,
roam
that's good stuff.
around, and it was so much
So you really did it
fun.
right. You did it Broadmoor
Yes.
style.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to shut up. And when you go out on the green, you gotta be quiet.
Oh. Yeah. That's the
Especially-
thing in golf.
Especially after my third
Golf
cocktail.
clap. Oh, yeah. She's in the back laughing and carrying on.
Exactly. Like the guys are like, oh,
Those guys will get- those guys will get
and I
serious.
just
Yeah.
Especially with 4 of us ladies drinking all those cocktails.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
bad. Yeah. We heard shut up so many times. First it was like people were nice, shh, shh, shh. And then through the day it
Yeah.
just evolved, shut up.
God, how many times? Yeah.
So
That's funny. So you had the most fun, is what I'm hearing.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
goodness. We were the group that everybody wanted to hang out with.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is all go to the Waste Management Open.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
You heard of this?
Oh, yeah.
I have not, but
That's
it
like-
sounds trashy
Oh,
and amazing.
yeah.
Just my
It's
style.
Like
Yeah.
picture the world of golf and everything's a little bit Ent Bank Invitational or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
The Wells Fargo Invitational. And then like some hospital, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. Good sponsors.
Been to them all.
They're all like golf clappy. Everything's quiet and organized and clean and like respectable. And then you have the Waste Management Open. Sponsored by Waste Management, of course.
Yes.
This is the party tournament.
Is it really?
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go. When
It's
is
in,
it?
It's in Arizona every, is it like
what's this in the spring? It's kind of like kicking
Like
off
March
the
or something?
season. I feel like
Yeah,
It's
it's like every
it?
March or something.
Okay,
There's a
so-
couple. Just look at it on Instagram next chance you get.
Yeah.
There's a couple in there where like the 17th hole is is it the 17th? Par 3.
I think so. Yeah.
17th is a par 3 and it's lined with fans and they got bleachers and the whole thing. And so people are waiting for that hole in one on this par 3. And there's one where a guy hits a hole in one in there and everyone just erupts and every single person throws their beer on the green.
Yes. Okay,
It's
that
like
is
hockey
my
style.
place.
It's spray.
Yeah.
Can we go lock up business there? That's the people I
Yeah.
want to do business with.
Exactly.
They're my kindred spirits. Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
Mm.
Jason.
It's-
Love it.
It's
All right.
way fun.
Get the
Waste
company card
management.
from Brian.
Done.
We're going.
And I've never been, so
We'll take in a crew. Let's go.
yep. It'd be so fun. You'd be all about it.
I
It's
wonder
great.
how much a sponsorship would cost.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. We'll have to
Not
go.
cheap, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, Jocelyn. Let's go back to the bucket.
Okay.
Take us.
We're digressing here. Sorry.
Love it.
I'm
how we
sure
do
if
it.
viewers find it all very interesting.
Yeah.
Now everybody wants to go to the Waste Management Open.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, this is an interesting one. What's the hardest conversation you've ever had to initiate in your business, and what was the outcome? Telling Adam, our client, tried to hire me as a.
That was tough. I was pissed.
you go.
The hardest conversation?
If you have one.
Oh man. I mean, I've had to fire a few people. There's nothing worse than that.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
hard conversations.
I mean, had to reprimand a couple people for being a little work inappropriate or something, but firing is the worst. It's
Every
definitely the
time.
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom once told me when I fired my, HR, my first termination came really early in my career.
Yeah.
And I went out to my car after that first termination. I was just in tears. It was just so hard at, probably 24 years old. And I called my mom, of course, who doesn't call their mom in those moments. And I'm just in tears. And she says, Rihanna, the moment you stop caring during a termination is the moment you should stop terminating anybody. And I always rang that, through my
Interesting.
heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's good that you give a shit. So
Yeah,
congratulations. They
And
are the
you know what?
hardest.
Actually, thinking back on it, one thing I learned is that there's things that I could have done different. Like, actually, it was half my fault
Yeah.
that I had to hire that person.
Yeah.
I hired them with the wrong expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Is actually half of the issue. Like, yeah, they didn't do some things right, but also you got to hire the right person for the right job. You guys are HR people, you know that
Yeah.
better than anyone. And thinking back on it, of course, I didn't have the clarity in the moment, and I was a little young in my career as well. But I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, that's why, and I felt even worse because of that, because I
Yeah.
knew after some time, that was half my fault. I should have asked something different of them, been more clear,
Yeah.
could have gone differently,
Yeah.
but that's a big lesson learned.
Absolutely.
So-
Yeah. That's huge.
Jocelyn, have you ever had a hard conversation with a client? Any like bad news you had to deliver?
I feel like anytime, we maybe don't quite meet deadlines or things along those lines, I take like very personally, because that's a big part of my job is meeting those deadlines. So whenever I have to kind of have that conversation of, hey, like these things didn't necessarily happen the way and as quickly as they were supposed to, and so because of that we have to push the launch date back to January
However far,
10th or something instead of January 1st. Even if it's just like a few weeks, I just really try to take those as learning experiences, and we have really amazing clients, so luckily those never really feel after the fact as catastrophic as it feels when you're kind of hyping yourself up to send that first email where I'm like, oh my gosh, they're never going to forgive us, and they're not going to pay us, and this, that, and the other, and they're going to go, which is never the case, because we have lucked out to have really amazing clients who care, and as long as we're open and honest with them, they're just glad to kind of know where everything is. So, but those are, I try to take as much responsibility for all of our projects as I can. So when things kind of fall short of expectations, it's really tough for me personally, at least, because I'm like, I just take it as an opportunity, though, which is something I had to work on because I'm not great at criticism or like disappointments, which is something I've worked on a lot. But being able to reframe those a little bit as like not full-blown failures, but opportunities of like, here's where I could have done something differently to make the timeline work different or things along those lines. So, but those are always tough because I hate the concept of letting our partners down. So
I'm curious, in the evolution of the business, kind of, Adam, and where you guys are today, do you find that you have to have less conversations of those hard conversations because you're doing business the way you want to be doing it? And therefore you don't get into, a wrong business relationship, or you don't take on that client that you kind of know wouldn't necessarily be the right fit or whatever. Like, what has that progress been like of shifting things and kind of, I don't know, just the dynamics around that?
Yeah, man, the part about spotting a bad fit and being okay with it is always really tough.
It is.
At the beginning, I didn't have any idea. We were just trying to work with whoever we could work with and just see how it went, And then a couple of bad fits into it, you're like, oh, yeah, okay, I see where that went south, And then next time I run into somebody who might also not be a good fit, I can see it coming ahead of time.
Yeah.
But still, you'll be like, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out this
Right.
time. And then, of course, it doesn't work, right? So then now we're talking the 6th or 7th or 8th time. I'm finally like, oh, okay, so I can see it. I can see something in this potential client that's not a good fit. I've seen it before enough times. What's my decision going to be? And then you actually take the leap and you say, no, this isn't a great fit. I'm going to send you to so-and-so or whatever, for whatever reason, right? And then it actually turns out to be a really good thing for your team. Once you see the consequences of making a bad decision with a partner,
So true.
on yourself and on your team, then you're like, well, I don't want to turn down a paying client,
Right.
but for my sake and for my team's sake, you have to sometimes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I forgot the question you asked.
Well,
Was
no,
that
but
along
you-
the lines?
Pretty much it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just what stuck out to me.
And mitigating kind of those hard conversations, right? Like kind of
Oh, yeah.
how sometimes we get into them because of agreements we've made that just are the wrong agreement, right? Say
Yeah.
we can do something, or again, it could be the right person, but the wrong seat, or the wrong person in the wrong seat, whatever. Those are all these agreements that we're making with other people. And sometimes when we're not clear on what those agreements are, or we just know it's not the right agreement, then we end up entering into those like really hard
Yes.
conversations. And you don't have to
Yeah.
if we would just be honest in the first place, right?
Amazing how much comes down to clear communication.
Yeah.
And just honesty and like transparency and talking it through ahead of time, setting expectations ahead of time, right? Especially in our space,
Yeah.
in the marketing world.
Oh, with us
If you
too.
miss
Yes.
if you miss a detail, or like the client doesn't understand why you're doing something a certain way, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
can see that. Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of doing the upfront work, that back and forth we talked about at the beginning.
Yeah.
Doing the upfront work of not just doing marketing for you, but having you actually understand what we're doing and why we're doing it, and being in agreement, or if you're not, talking about it and changing the course. That's fine too. But that prep work and that setting expectations is a major part of it, right? If you can do that, then you can avoid a lot of headache,
Yeah.
from my experience.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
Love it. All right, Adam, one more.
one more. Okay.
Let's land this plane with this one. Better be a good one. They've all been good so far.
Let's see.
I know, no passes.
I
I was
know.
hoping to hear Jocelyn sing.
You give her $1, she might just sing anything.
Taylor Swift? No, I'm just
Yeah. If you could give your younger, less experienced business self one piece of advice,
Oh,
specifically about dealing with mistakes, what would it be?
Hey,
that
this
fits in
is-
the theme very
Totally.
well.
It does.
Dealing with mistakes, what would you say to your younger self?
I would say probably like in the similar vein of the pieces I'm working on learning a little bit better even now at my big age is just that. Sure, we'll call. No, it's just that mistakes are not going to be the end of the world, especially when you do make the right decisions and, you know, have those great client partnerships and things like that, because I was a child with unmedicated anxiety, and so every mistake ever just did feel like the end of the world. And then when you're dealing with real like business stakes and, you know, other people's livelihoods, it's a lot of pressure to take on and just try your absolute best to be as perfect as possible, but also accepting that that's just not human whatsoever. And so mistakes are going to happen, and when they do, it's not like you need to go home and stay up until 2 a.m. thinking about them. You just take them as the lessons, I think, is probably what I
mean, how many mistakes in marketing are not fixable, though?
Yes, I know. Yes.
So most of them are fixable, unless
Exactly.
you put something really bad out there online about a client. But I doubt you would ever do that anyway, right?
Yeah, right?
No.
Yeah.
Accidentally run like this horribly divisive ad on somebody's page or something.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I said that as a joke. You
Yeah.
weren't supposed to run that.
I mean, there's definitely some tweets that have caused some marketing people to lose their jobs.
Yes.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great point. You just need to be as straightforward as you can. Just be honest with people.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that thing I said earlier was wrong. We need to do it this way instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Most people are going to be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And also not be afraid to say, I don't know,
Yeah.
Yes.
which sometimes is hard, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Adam? What would you say to younger Adam?
I think dealing with mistakes is the question. How to deal with mistakes. I think everything is just in how you approach it. Like, if you need to have a tough conversation, you can say really difficult things if you approach it the right way. Right? That same with having to fire people, having some kind of tough conversation. It's all in how you communicate it. You know, no matter how bad it is, going into it with kindness, but also honesty, like that balance of saying it how it is, but in a nice way, if you're dealing with mistakes, is really important.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's one thing I've learned. And I'm definitely not always good at it. But it's all in how you say it. So slow down, take the time to, approach that person in a nice way, and be honest and kind at the same time if you can balance it.
Yeah.
And it won't be earth shattering.
So true.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It is.
Yeah, what do you think?
My younger self. I first started, slow down. I wanted to build Rome in a day when I first started the business, and I wanted to do 45 different things. And in some regards, I had overcommitted myself and had too high of expectations of myself. And because of that, I was slightly sloppy there at the beginning. And it took me, because I was trying to do all these things all on my own. I just kind of threw spaghetti at the wall, and I was like, okay, whatever, do it. I didn't really make a lot of client mistakes, but I made a lot of structural mistakes to the business, right? Like really thinking through how I set up the business, how I even like everything from choosing the right merchant account to, just all those little things. I grabbed the first one I saw and just plugged it in, and I was like, okay, whatever. So slow down, take my time, really think a lot of these aspects through would be my first, because even still to this day, I'm still cleaning up some of that gloppity gloop that I should have just, put some thought into all that time ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that the entrepreneurial mind, though?
It is.
You know?
It is.
Like
I
we're
don't-
just gonna get after it. That's how. I mean, that's how people like us usually are.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think you can be
Move
a successful.
fast and break things.
Yes, yes, and we do a lot of that, and there is
And
something
there's
to be said
books
for
about
that.
it.
Yeah,
Too.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So many.
I do believe in fail fast. You know, go in
Yeah.
there, fail fast, learn from it, clean it up, fix it. I believe in it. Actually, when I first started branches, for about the first 2 years, I had just this, printer piece of paper, and I had handwritten fail fast and just, stuck it on tape or with tape on my wall, and it sat there next to my desk.
Is that a
For
book
years.
or is that from a book?
I think it's from a book. I don't
Okay.
remember which one though.
It could be from. I think there's a book called Move Fast and Break Shit.
Break shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't
Right?
read it, but I've seen the cover. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was just sloppy. But then I think you bring up a good point. I don't think there's any successful entrepreneur that I know out there that doesn't have the slightest bit of ADHD.
For sure. I mean, that's what it takes. That's what growth takes. You can't just be cautious all the time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. So lots of lessons to learn through all of this. And
Yeah.
it's just like, there's times when my team is like, they'll bring something up and I'm automatically like, no. And then they're like, but why? I'm like, because I already made that mistake. We're going over here.
So true.
Yes.
So true.
Yeah. I don't want you to
Man.
make it because I already did it.
Yes.
Yep. Been down that road. Seen that movie already.
Uh-huh.
I know how it
exactly.
ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Boom.
The life of an
Appreciate it, you
entrepreneur.
guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All
Man, I
right.
know what it's like.
Jason, you've had your own business too.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
looking back at
I think
your
that for
business
me,
and when you were building it.
the mistakes early on, going kind of thinking back, is you feel like maybe there's something wrong with you in those mistakes, right? And how for me, I let that kind of shift a little bit of like maybe how I show up. Or maybe there's a part of me that it kind of maybe takes on that mistake that I was wrong versus what I did, right? So kind of that internalizing of it. And then in that, it kind of maybe created some patterns of maybe playing smaller than I should have or whatever, because like I didn't want to make that mistake or disappoint that person. Because when you're big and you're breaking stuff, sometimes there's collateral damage to that.
Yeah.
Right? There's people that are going to be affected by that, or the thing that you were going after didn't really come to fruition or whatever. And so those failures or those mistakes can cause you to shift maybe a little bit of who you are, how you show up, and kind of your personality. And so thinking back to my younger self, of really the big lesson of saying like, don't let those mistakes change you, and don't change who you are because that mistake or that failure took place. Like keep being you. It's okay.
Yep.
So
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
that'd
I
be-
love
Drop
that
the
for sure.
mic.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, man, that's good
Yeah.
stuff.
Thank God I don't have to follow that.
well, thank you guys for being here. Tell
Yeah.
everybody where can they learn more about Wolf and Key if they're looking for someone to work with. Obviously, we highly recommend these guys. So check them out. But how can they learn more about you guys?
Yeah, wolfandkey.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We got a portfolio on there that we redid probably about a year ago now or so. We'd love to just hang out and talk, even if you don't need marketing right now. Let's be friends,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Look them up, check them out. We obviously love them, have been so deeply impressed with just partnering with them and working with them. And it's just the beginning of our relationship. So
Yeah.
we look forward to continuing it. Thank you guys.
Yay.
Thanks for being here.
Yes.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Yes.
Thanks everybody for joining us today here at Show Me Yours. And do me a favor, drop a comment below and tell us how much you love Jason's new hair.
There it is.
Yes.
No, we didn't say anything about it yet.
Yep. The fans are going to notice.
You know they've been talking about it through this
Right.
whole episode.
Yeah.
Like,
They're like, who's
where
that
Jason's
guy?
go? Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
What did he do? His kids got to him in the middle of the night.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the story.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. Tune in next time to Show Me Yours, and be sure to share this wonderful episode with all of your friends. Peace out.
Peace.